The Metropolitan Police made a ring of steel to protect the Cenotaph from pro-Palestine protesters. Police have been given extra powers to keep the planned march very well away from the National Monument. Joining me now to discuss this is GB News political correspondent Olivia Utley. Olivia, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, you are in Whitehall by the Cenotaph, I understand.
Hello, yes, I'm in Whitehall by the Cenotaph. I've been here for the last couple of hours. The 11 o'clock Armistice Day service took place without incident. There was a very respectful 2-minute silence. We could hear just in the very distance that fight that we know broke out between police and far-right protesters who were pushing through, trying to get into Whitehall. We don't know what they were trying to do in Whitehall, but they were on the whole stopped by police. As you say, the police have create a ring of steel, as they call it, around the Cenotaph, and the same around Winston Churchill's statue on Parliament Square. The hope is that the pro-Palestine march, which has taken off now without incident at Park Lane, will not go through the Cenotaph. Anyone who's found on that pro-Palestine march to be breaching the terms of the marches, it's been given a very specific route. Anyone found to be on the Whitehall near the Cenotaph could be fined up to £2,500 and could be arrested as well. So for the time being, Sir Mark Rowley, the chief of the Met, who said that these two incidents would not meet, and he was confident that the police would be able to manage the two events successfully, seems to have been proved right. But of course the day is young. It's only 12 o'clock now, and of course we expect the march to heat up, the pro-Palestine march, as it has over the past few weeks. It's normally only when darkness falls at sort of 4 or 5 that we hear some of those more violent chants. For now, though, everything is looking fine. Everything is going ahead as respectfully in a dignified manner as possible.
And Olivia, watching on TV at the 11 o'clock 2-minute silence, I find it incredibly moving every year, but for some reason this year, with everything going on in the world, I found it very emotive indeed. What was the mood there amongst the people there? I mean, was there an air of, I don't know, worry that things would be getting dangerous later on?
The mood here, it felt peaceful, it felt dignified, it was very, very full. I've been covering these Armistice Day marches. I've done a couple before, and I haven't seen such crowds on the streets as I saw today. That we could, as I say, hear a little bit of noise right down up the other end of Whitehall, where those far-right protesters managed to breach Metropolitan Police lines. And of course there was a little bit of interest and ears pricked up around where I was, people trying to see what was going on. But on the whole, no, I wouldn't say that there was a sort of air of worry. Not yet, anyway. Of course, the 11 o'clock event took place long before the Palestinian march even set off. So everything was dignified, everything was respectful and quiet this morning.
Olivia, so you're saying the people, we're seeing pictures of them now who were trying to get to the Cenotaph, the counter-protest, as it were, they were actually doing that during the 2-minute silence?
It was just before the 2-minute silence, so it was at about 11:15, I think that's right, that we started hearing those protesters, counter-protesters, trying to get through onto Whitehall. When it actually reached 11 o'clock and there was the 2-minute silence, from where I was standing exactly here, right by the Cenotaph, you couldn't hear a pin drop. It was only before that silence that sort of brawl, as it sounds, broke out. I couldn't actually see what was going on because I was further down Whitehall here by the Cenotaph, but that's the way it played out. Okay,
and Olivia, you mentioned it just briefly there. The applause, I don't remember hearing applause like that at the Cenotaph. I might be wrong, but that felt incredibly emotional. I mean, that was a spontaneous round of applause. What was that like?
That was really moving, really emotional. There was a round of applause before the 2-minute silence, another one after the 2-minute silence, and then as the celebrants from the service moved away, the police lined up in front of the Cenotaph. I'm not quite sure why. I think it might have been a photo, but again there was a spontaneous round of applause from the public gathered there for the police who managed to police this event without any issues.
That's lovely. Olivia, thank you very much.